Today on Plotopsy, we're diving into the magic, twists, and characters behind K.R. Blackwood's Shedding Starlight. Let's get started. What's a fun behind-the-scenes moment that happened while you were in the early stages of writing?
When I started writing Shedding Starlight, the original version in 2023, some of my research was actually flagged by Google, and it asked me if I was okay and offered me helplines. So that was interesting, but I also think that's probably every author's issue when they first start doing their research.
Oh my gosh, that must have felt weird. I'm sure you're not alone in that though. So what was the hardest scene to write and why?
So, the sexual scenes. I never wrote anything like that before. Shedding Starlight was my very first book, and having to write something so personal and explicit was interesting. And I had to do a lot of research for it, which involved watching things that I wasn't entirely comfortable with, but it worked well in the end.
It did. I would have been super intimidated trying to write something like that. Now, if you could swap one character from Shedding Starlight into a completely different book world, who would it be and where?
I think it would be interesting to see Kieran in The Witcher. I would love to see him and Geralt go at it. That would be interesting.
Oh man, I would love to see that. Speaking of strong characters, how did you approach writing Nyx knowing that her powers are revealed gradually?
I wanted a resilient character, someone who could be knocked down again and again and still find the strength to move forward and grow. That's why her powers are revealed gradually throughout the book. It reflects her journey from a naive, powerless 19-year-old to something far stronger, wiser, older.
There's a pretty big character twist midway through the book. Did you have that planned before you started writing, or did it develop as you were writing?
I had it planned from the beginning. I actually wrote the whole book around that one scene, that one plot twist. That's kind of how I write, is just I decide I want something, a certain type of scene, and then I kind of just form the whole book around that scene to kind of make it work, make it make sense.
That scene floored me. That's a great foundation for the book. The relationship between Kieran, Solis, and Nyx is really complicated. How did you approach writing the dynamic between the two Prince brothers to keep the readers guessing as to who's trustworthy?
The dynamic is based off of two members of the K-pop group Stray Kids. Solis is based off of Felix, the Sunshine Prince, and Kieran is based off of Christopher, the dark, protective wolf prince. The natural contrast between the two of them in the group worked really well for what I wanted in Shedding Starlight. I wanted this push and pull between the two. I wanted the readers guessing, like, who is good, who is bad. Just because he's a sunshine prince, he seems a little too perfect sometimes. And then Kieran, he's just dark and seems dangerous and guarded. But is he really that bad? Can he be fixed? And I really wanted to play with those expectations, and that's how the whole dynamic between them kind of just formed.
And for the fans out there, if Kieran, Nyx, and Solis had a reality show, what would it be and what would the tagline be?
I would put them on 90 Day Fiancé, and it would be the love triangle.
Thank you to K.R. Blackwood for being here with us today. Join us next week, same day, probably a different time, for another Plotopsy.